Welcome back to Birds and Swords, girls, gays, and theys, and happy Pride Month.
Round one.
It's A-N-E-T-R-A. 6 letters and 3 vowels. My name is Anitra, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here to wear your pussies. Attention. You better walk that duck walk. You better walk that duck. Go.
You better, bitch.
Walk that duck. Do you smell that? It's like something's burning. Is that my pussy? Yes. It is. It's burning. Does anybody have like a fire extinguisher?
All right. For those that don't know...
I was going to say, can you explain that?
Yes. That is Anitra from season 15 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I think that's, at this point, the most recent, other than the newest All-Stars. And she did an incredible, mind-blowing duck walk for all of us. So a little bit of gay birds for everybody during Pride Month.
It's hilarious. Have you tried it out? Are people like doing it in clubs?
Oh, I mean, people, I don't know if it's really in the clubs, but it's a form of voguing. So a lot of drag queens can do it. And it's pretty, I mean, it's a great...
Did she create it, or was it
No,
it's been around?
It's been around,
okay.
yeah.
So
yeah.
She just added all the flair around it.
Yeah. Incredible.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, I didn't know the duck dance existed.
The duck dance. I love it. Quack, quack, quack.
And you got to be like, do your squats and get in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, it's all down on the floor, kicking your legs up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Waddling around.
So, well, welcome to Pride Month.
Welcome to Pride Month, all June.
All June. So we're here today to talk about the LGBTQ plus representation in video games, kind of talk about our experiences and why it matters. To me, representation matters just in general for anybody, because it gives people that self-worth, that feeling of identity. It can help prevent that loneliness. I mean, when you play video games and even watch TV and movies and you see the same type of protagonist over and over, you start thinking, why am I not like that? Why am I not like everybody? Does everybody identify like this? So when you get this spectrum of representation, that you can see that there are others experiencing these emotions and feelings and adventures, I think it's really important. And it normalizes things too, because when you play as an LGBT character and you're still a badass, I mean, you could be somebody that isn't normally accepting of that kind of stuff, but you're starting to overlook it because you're like, they're like me, you know?
And some of that oppression, and tell me if I'm wrong, is... and I'm probably wrong because, you know, I'm a white male, middle American, you know, life's not super hard for me. But I guess something topical to compare it to is the kind of reaction we've seen with the Little Mermaid movie.
Yeah.
Like little black girls seeing that and being like, you know, I've seen
she
dozens
looks like
of
me.
videos.
Yeah.
And it's the same kind of inclusion and feeling that you get, you know, no matter what age, just to feel like you're included in something and feel like you're not abnormal.
Yeah.
Because before, you didn't have a lot of that representation, whether it be LGBT or race. And, you know, like you were talking about commercials one time. You were watching like an old 90s videotape or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
all
watching...
white people, you know.
Yeah. It was the Shining TV series from the 90s, because it was better than the movie. And it was like a recording of a VHS that somebody had recorded, and they recorded all the commercials with it. And it was like the only black guy in all the commercials was like LeBron James or something. It was like, it was just like something ridiculous. It was just so, it matters. It matters because not everybody is the same.
Yeah, and it's so much better now than it used to be. I don't know if we're all the way home yet, but to see, I think gaming is a huge advocate of that and kind of leading the charge in that way. And it's been that way for a while, I feel like.
Yeah.
We're going to go through some games later that have some of that representation in their games. And doing some research, I was surprised really with how far back it went. But gaming has never been, as a whole, as an industry, has never shied away from that. I think now it's more prevalent than ever. And I think part of it has to do with the community too.
Yeah.
Community, and there's people that aren't cool with it. I'm sure there's plenty, but it seems like as a whole, it's easier to talk about mental health or talk about your identity. I think in the gaming community, that's really, really strong point and supported by a lot of other people most of the time.
I read a stat the other day that around like 23% of game developers are part of the LGBT community. And I think that speaks volumes too, because when you have almost a quarter of your game developers creating video games, they're going to want to represent themselves in a way or represent their community. So you're going to see that.
That's awesome. I wonder how that number compares to other industries or
that's interesting
businesses. Like, I wonder, because that sounds high to me. 23%.
So high. Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that segment, I don't know. Maybe it goes back to having, having that support and be like, oh, that's the avenue I want to go down, is being supported in my career as well.
Right. Yeah. And it does, like, being a part of a community that is more supporting than probably like Hollywood or something. I think that it is pulling more people into the industry. So the gay community is kind of flocking to video game design and production. So I think we're just going to keep seeing more and more.
23%. Wow.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen up in here?
Yeah.
Amen. All right. So let's talk about what supporting the gay community looks like within the gaming community. The gaming community.
The gaming community.
So let's talk about what supporting the gay community looks like within the gaming community. And I would say that there are steps to the support. And I would say that it all starts with not being a dick. I think it really comes down to that. I think if you are in the gaming community and you really do not want to see this representation, you don't support it, you're not about it, it makes you uncomfortable, you don't want to talk about it, and you see it, shut up. Don't post on Twitter about it. Don't bully people. Just don't be a dick. I think that's the least you can do within your community is not be a bully. I think,
and I'm okay with people believing and supporting whatever they want to, as long as it doesn't hurt other people.
Yes.
I almost feel bad about that, because sometimes I feel like that enables still feeling that way, but being silent, which is what the next best thing, I guess. But man, it's just people being happy. Like, how does it affect your life?
Right.
So I don't feel like it's that hard.
No. And I just remember when Overwatch came out and announced Soldier 76 as being a gay character, there was a lot of backlash.
Yeah, he's like I've actually got some Overwatch on my list.
Me too.
But he was like the bro character.
Yeah, he was like the big burly soldier man, dad.
He had the he had the bro character class.
Yeah.
He was the assault rifle guy, and his voice lines were all grisly and Clint Eastwood-ish.
People did not like that, and they really voiced their opinions. And sometimes your opinion on how you feel about a character being a part of the community can really, you can hurt people by what you're saying. I know that it's not a real character, but the words you're saying can affect real people.
Oh, yeah.
If there's any way to put this into like after like the don't be a dick, I do have that Spider-Man story for you. And I don't know if this was like online or not, or how this happened. I don't know a lot about the game.
Which Spider-Man?
It was the PlayStation 4 one.
Oh, okay.
That I recently played. Do they have like an online or anything?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Like it was maybe it was, I don't know. It was a Spider-Man video game. And these people created a mod because in the game, there was a pride flag hanging off of a building.
Oh, yeah.
And they created a mod that got rid of it. And the developers of the game banned them from playing it because they were like, that's like hateful.
Yeah.
And that
what'd they change it to?
I don't remember. I don't know if they did something offensive or if they just like changed it to something blank, but they got rid of it. And the developers were like, no, that's like hate. That's actually hate. Whether you agree with what the developers did by banning them or not isn't my point. It's just like, don't go out of your way to be a bully. It's a rainbow flag off a building. Just ignore it and move on if you have a problem with it. But like, just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember seeing that. It's and it seems like it was like 3 flags and it was one of them, and it's hanging on the front of like a municipal building or something.
I don't even think I ever saw it when I played the game if I played the one that it was in. Like, I just like that is going way out of your way for something so minor.
Yeah.
It was nothing to do with any plot or gameplay or anything.
Yeah. Stop hating people.
Yeah, be nice, right?
It has no effect on your life.
So I think that is just the baseline. Don't be an asshole. If you really don't want to support anybody, just don't be a dick. Baseline. The next thing I would say to support your gaming community would be acceptance. Accept that there's going to be representation in video games.
Yes.
You're going to play a lesbian as a protagonist. You're going to play a gay guy. You're going to play a trans character. You're going to interact with different non-binary characters. So you're going to see a pride flag on a building. Just accept it and move on. I think that is a great way to support your community.
Yes. And it's not going away. And some of that stuff is there. And I don't think some people even realize it or know it. You know, going through my list earlier, some of that's going to come up again.
Yeah.
Where it's like, man, there's probably a lot of outrage here and people have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. I guess the next step would be talking about it in a positive light.
Like social media. And
Yeah, just like, and it doesn't even have to be social media. Someone says to you, did you hear that they just announced Soldier 76 is gay? You'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. I love that character. Like you don't have to like go out there and post a gay flag next to his picture or rainbow him up. Like you don't have to be excessive. Just be positive. You know, you recognize that they're representing a community that doesn't get a lot of representation and just move on and be happy.
yeah, it's still a small % of representation for sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the response to that is they're shoving it down my throat, or why do I need to know that this character is gay?
Yeah.
Because we know, or we support that it's about inclusivity and who's playing and normalizing it. But that tends to usually be the answer of, that's fine, I don't care, but why does it matter? Why do I need to know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, then I think that just goes back to acceptance. Accept it and move on. You don't have to make a big stink about it. Like, why do we have to know he's gay? Well, he is. And that's that. Like, I think it's just that simple. It doesn't have to be a big debate. Nobody's asking you to go out and march in any parades, you know, for the gay characters.
And newsflash, there's been gay people as long as there's been people.
Yeah.
That isn't going away. Are there gay birds?
I believe so, yes. I feel like, well, two of my birds are pretty gay. So Taz and McCreary.
I know that exists
Merlin
in
and Bucky.
nature. Some people deny it. There's a lot of like frogs and stuff like way more than we even know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's gay birds. I feel like I saw some articles about it, but I can't give you any exact examples.
Either gay bird.
I'm a little gay bird.
If it was part of their like adoption papers, like this bird is gay, would you choose it over other birds?
Yes.
Like give it a good home and
Yes, absolutely.
accept it.
I want this gay bird. We'll celebrate him all of June.
Birds just have, this might be graphic. Do birds have wieners?
Yeah, it comes out of their butthole. It's called like a cloaca or something.
And what, the female just has a hole?
Yeah. So it's this, they have the same hole, but one of them has and like their dicks are like, they look like they're like spiraled and scary. Like they look like a drill. Have you ever seen a bird dick?
No.
Don't.
No. Google bird dick.
No, don't do it. You're going to be so scared.
I was just for some reason thinking of the anatomy of, it sounds like you could be a gay bird pretty easily.
Yeah,
then.
right? Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
That's fine.
Is that
Acceptance.
Yeah, right? Is that the same hole they poop out of?
Yeah,
They just have
everything
a
happens there.
Multi-purpose hole. Huh?
Multi-purpose hole.
All right, well, now everybody's educated. Bird biology with birds and swords. Thanks for explaining that.
You're welcome. All right. So other than talking about it positively, I guess I would say the next would be shutting down negativity. So that's just basically, you don't have to fight with people, right? Like, I'm not saying go out and start a fight online or anything, but one of your friends says something to you like, I can't believe that they made that character gay. Like, just say like, why do you care?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just that simple. And you never know who's listening, who of your friends isn't out yet, who you're affecting by standing up for the community. I mean, again, I'm not saying start a fight unless you want to. I'm not promoting anything, but you know. And
If it's something organized, stone circle deathmatch rules.
right. But it is important. The next step would be for your community to shut down that negativity in any way you can. And I would try to keep it positive when you do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like you said earlier when we were talking, you never want to stoop down to like that level of like bullying and negativity.
Yes.
So like try to keep it positive, shut down the negativity with positivity.
Social media is tough though, man.
Yeah, I'm mean on social media.
Sometimes. I don't know. And especially we're in the world of posting content now, right? So it's like, you're just going to get some negativity, or are you the kind of person that turns off the comments, or, do you stand up for yourself? And if you don't, are you not doing what you should supposed to be doing, or doing what's right?
It's always hard.
Like you said, someone else might see it.
Yeah. And it is hard. It's hard to figure out, because especially when you initially read something, it can really cut deep, and you want to fire back hard, and you want to cut deeper, right? And I think for a long time, I was one of those people that was like, I want to hurt them more than they hurt me. But then as I grew older and gave less shits, I guess, and maybe matured, I realized that that's just not the way to do it for me. I want to try to keep it positive the best I can, or just ignore it. But again, like who sees it?
Right.
Like we said.
And your upbringing matters. If you have supportive parents, I think, man, that's a lot of where any negativity would come from. But, I grew up in small town, middle America. It really wasn't. I've lived in Milwaukee since 2009, and I don't think we ever had anybody like in my school class come out, like at least while we were in school. It's like we knew they were, but they didn't come out until later, because I don't know what they were scared of, even though there was some of us that would have been supportive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I moved to Milwaukee, I don't think, living in a city is just different. You're going to run into more diverse races, all of that
Everything,
stuff.
yeah.
And
people are busy. They don't have time to sit there and judge you. Like I say this to Zach all the time whenever we visit our small hometowns. I always say, like, people are so judgmental because they have no hobbies. They just go out and judge you. They sit at home and they're miserable, and they just scroll on social media, or they like this. They don't, like, in the city, there's so many things going on, and you are so busy with work and hobbies and clubs.
Everything's moving.
It's so fast paced.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't have time to sit down and be like, what is your religion?
Yeah.
Live
and let live. You see so much of it just on the street.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, I was always inclusive, and I had the best parents, and, I was taught to respect everyone and love everyone, and it doesn't matter, but moving to Milwaukee, really, where I have openly gay friends now. We went to a gay bar for your birthday, like when we first started hanging out.
Yes, I love that bar.
Man, that's been 8 or 9 years ago or something.
Yeah, it was a while ago, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not the kind of person, like, it takes a lot to make me uncomfortable, too.
Yeah.
And that was actually the first time I'd ever been to a gay bar.
It's a good one.
But we had a good time. We danced, we drank, and that was it. Like, never felt weird. No, people just having a blast.
Yeah.
Gay people are more fun.
I would agree with that.
Probably. There's something in that being comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
Part of that community where I think they just really go for it.
Yeah. When you're not worried about what people are thinking of you, you're just going to be yourself and have a good time. Yeah. That's absolutely true, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the final part of supporting the gay community, the
gaming community.
I guess the final part about supporting the gay community within the gaming community would be any way that you could. It could be donating money to projects or Kickstarters that are going to be LGBTQ plus games. There was, I know, a lot of controversy around the Hogwarts game because of J.K. Rowling, and people asked others to boycott that. In your own way, make your own decisions. Don't bully others into making other decisions. But in any way that you can support ask your friends in the community, hey, what can I do to show you my support? It's June. Send me money. I'll send you my Cash App. I'm just kidding.
I'll buy you a beer. For sure.
Perfect.
For sure.
It doesn't have to be weird, and like you don't have to make like a Facebook post like, hey, this is my gay friend and he's so gay and I love him and we are gonna have the gayest month ever. No, like just ask them like, how can I support you? Is there any charities that you are really supportive of? Go to Pride. It's not a Pride Fest is not just for the LGBTQ
Yes.
community. Go make yourself uncomfortable. Get out of your comfort zone. That's like the final step, really. Get out of your comfort zone. Make out with a man. I'm just kidding.
Can I get an amen up in here?
So
no, that's a really good point about getting out of your comfort zone. That's excellent life advice for about anything.
yeah.
It is. It really is.
That's going to really broaden your understanding of anything. It's going to help you understand people and their differences, and you're going to become more accepting. You're going to get more cultured, just about anything. It's the comfort zone thing. Get out of your circle. Hang out with different people. Go out by yourself. Well, careful though in Milwaukee.
Careful though. Yeah, you're right. Go make friends. Yeah. Go make new friends. Gay friends.
Yes. Go make gay friends. So I guess all of those would be my steps from like the easiest to the most like intense ways that you can support the LGBTQ community within the gaming community.
And fist bumps.
Fist bumps are huge.
Hugs
are big. Everybody needs a hug.
Yeah.
Unless they don't want it.
You're a hugger.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger, and I tell my friends I love them.
Goodbye hugs.
Yes. Yeah. I love hugs.
All right, we are going to take a break. We are brought to you by betterhelp.com/the barn. We're going to come back and talk about some gay games, some gay stuff that happens in games, some characters that you may or may not known are gay. Like I mentioned earlier, there were some that I really didn't know, and we're going to go through some of those, and we will be back right after this.
Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/the barn. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/the barn.
Welcome back to Birds and Swords. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for our Pride episode. We are going to get into some characters, games, examples, and appearances. How would we say that?
Of the LGBT
representation.
community? Yeah.
Some actual in-game stuff. So why don't you kick us off? Do you have a bunch?
Yeah, I have a whole bunch,
okay.
But I could kind of like group them by like genre, kind of, because I think like to start, like the lowest tier of representation is going to be like those big open world games where you design your character and then you have romance options.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, starting with the very basic Sims. I mean, you can romance the Reaper, for goodness sake. So,
I have The Sims on my list.
Yeah.
Came out in 2000.
Oh my God. Did it really?
I put years next to mine.
Really?
I wanted to
I love that.
chart the conquest, yeah.
Yeah, I have Sims. I feel like you can have whatever romantic life you really want in there.
And it's totally open, right? Like you can, it's not like certain neighbors.
Yeah.
Have those.
Even the Reaper, someone dies and he shows up, you can romance him.
Interesting.
I don't know.
That sounds like something you would do.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I did. I've done it.
So yeah, those open world games. So like that would be like Skyrim. You can romance whoever you'd like. Mass Effect, I think you have a romance option. I never got that far in Mass Effect.
Anything, I had BioWare written down. BioWare makes Mass Effect, Knights of the Old Republic, Dragon Age. All of those games feature romancing options, but they're character specific. So it's only certain characters have, some characters are bisexual, some characters are only gay.
Yeah.
So it depends on the characters, but all of the BioWare games that are really dialogue and story and, really role-playing game heavy have romancing options of,
And Fable.
whichever way you want to go. And Fable.
Fable did too. I don't know about the first one. I only played the second one, but the second one you could. So, yeah. The open world, like, build your own character, romancing options. I think that's like the lowest, most basic tier. Like, you can, if you'd like, pursue a romance of the same or opposite gender.
Yeah.
Which was fun. Always a good time. Always gay time, Yeah. So.
BioWare, man, Knights of the Old Republic, it goes back to early 2000s too.
I didn't play that. I can't even.
Yeah, I didn't either. It's Star Wars. Is it MMO? But
I didn't even know it was Star Wars, so who's the idiot here?
Yeah. BioWare is really good. It's almost like a Bethesda thing. They're really good at writing.
Love that.
That's a lot of the reason why people play those games. Yeah, we mentioned Overwatch. We can just talk about Overwatch, I guess.
I think that's a good one.
So up until now, are you familiar with so I was really excited for 2 and haven't played a ton of 2. Are you familiar with the character Life Weaver?
Yes, because he's the plant pansexual, right? The plant sexual.
Plant sexual.
Yes. I haven't played the second game because I have my own reasons, but I love his design. I love that he's pansexual. I think he's beautiful. I almost was like, I kind of want to get back into the game for this guy.
He's like glowing.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
He's an icon.
I think he's got blonde hair, like in a spiked dew or something.
It's some sort of spiked pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only character, just because I haven't kept up with, that I haven't played, I guess, or watched their. I guess we should preface this by saying Overwatch, all the lore exists in their side content, which they'll release like digital shorts and comics and things like that, because the game doesn't have a story. Well, at least doesn't have PvE yet. It's supposed to. Overwatch 2 was supposed to. But so no story happens in the game. So you get all the lore and the background for the characters in other media.
Yeah. And it's kind of become like a gay icon game. Like a lot of characters, they came out, and like Tracer nobody was really surprised by, but they were like lesbian, and everybody was like, yeah,
cover character from the beginning. She is Overwatch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tracer, I've got 5 of them. Tracer, Soldier 76, which we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Life Weaver that we just talked about. Baptiste is bisexual and Farah is lesbian. And what's really cute is she has a crush on Mercy in the lore, and like she hasn't made a move yet. I don't think.
That's cute. Okay.
As far as I know, like Mercy doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
But she like crushing on Mercy, which
that's
is
cute.
Super cute. Yeah.
Everybody crushes on Mercy.
If you got a thing for Swiss doctors. No. But yeah, Overwatch has always leaned into it. I've seen some harsh comments on some of their threads for sure, especially when I was like super into Overwatch and following everything on social media, but they've never been non-inclusive. So good for them.
Yeah, I love that. Love that for them. I guess going way back, I have Birdo from Mario.
Dude, I had that one too.
Yes, and I actually didn't know. I was just kind of like trying to refresh my brain and looking up like gay icons from video games. Yeah. And Birdo is trans representation. It in like the manual of Super Mario Bros. 2, I think it is. It says that Birdo is a male who believes he is female. And then continuing down the line, they kind of keep that up, and then they eventually just drop it and say,
look at this. Mario, 1988. This is 1988, by the way. Birdo, trans woman. In the manual, we researched the same thing. Referred to as a male that believes he is a female, and he would rather be called Birdetta.
Yes. And then eventually they just drop it and like just refer to Birdo as a woman, as the trans.
Yeah.
Is you should. So I think that's actually like excellent representation
on her ears or whatever.
She's so cute. Yeah, so I think that is like
and Birdo's still around, which is crazy. So 1988, the weird looks like a dinosaur, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that its species?
The big old
Yep, big old mouth.
Yeah.
Got eggs at you. Yeah, like jump on.
Yeah.
But Birdo's still in like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like, Birdo lives on.
Birdo lives on in all of us.
Birdo lives on. Good one. I had that one too. Same exact story. I have, if we want to stay with Nintendo, Chrono Trigger. Have you played Chrono Trigger?
I haven't, but I've heard such good things.
Okay, there's a character named Flea. This is 1995.
Wow.
So again, 90s. Well, not again, because Mario was 1988. But Chrono Trigger, 1995. Flea is genderqueer, and there's an awesome quote from, I think it's in the game. That game is text dialogue. Male or female, what difference does it make? Power is beautiful, and I've got the power.
Oh, I love that. 1995 too?
Flea from Chrono Trigger in 1995.
That is
which is
awesome.
one of the most beloved games of all time. Top of a lot of people's lists.
That is excellent representation, in my opinion. I think that's great. Wow.
Yeah, especially for mid-90s.
Yeah.
I don't even know if anybody was talking,
Yeah. Wow. I love that.
Not in games, at least.
I guess my thoughts just died. I lost my brain cells. That is awesome. I guess I'll just go into my next one.
Yeah, go to the next bullet point.
So I have Hades. You can pursue romance options in Hades, which I didn't realize. I fully beat the game. I got out the 10 times, but you can keep playing and romancing and stuff. And I didn't romance anybody, but
so it happens after all the escapes?
I think so. Unless I just didn't pursue enough with the dialogues. I'm not sure.
I didn't either, but I only escaped like 4 times.
Yeah, I did all 10 and didn't seem to be romancing anybody. I mean, but Thanatos, you can romance. And I guess, according to the internet, it's like a really interesting story if you do. But I don't know anything beyond that.
It'd be hard to...
He is beautiful. They're both beautiful.
It'd be hard to keep playing after all the... Do you keep...
Yeah, and it says you should. There's more stuff to do. Not necessarily more story, I don't think, but there's just more... Well, there's more story, but not more main plot. You completed what you needed to. Yeah. As far as the main plot goes, but there's more stuff with the side characters.
Solved all the daddy issues.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man,
actually, yeah, that was a great game. I remember, I won't spoil it for anybody, but I remember my last escape. I was just like, this is so good.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, so that'd be an interesting one. Not one I pursued or experienced, but I thought that was really interesting that you could. And I remember playing that and thinking, there's some tension here between these two. He's a little sassy, but I didn't.
Yeah, and the voice acting's really good. It's really good at setting the tone and mood and everything. So that stuff works in really well.
Yeah.
Is that the only character? It seemed like there was more than one character.
There's more characters you can romance, but according to the article I read, that was the gay romance option.
Okay. How about Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door?
What?
2004. Vivian, who is a very like side character, is a trans woman.
Oh, I didn't play that.
I don't have like a quote or anything. You know what? I haven't either. But the point is, once again we have a Mario game showing up with representation before, on or before 2004.
We love to see it. We love to see that. Wow, Nintendo just gets it, I guess.
Anybody boycotting Mario? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
Soon enough. We just outed it.
I guess like this one could kind of be a spoiler, so I don't know. But
what game is it?
Catherine.
Okay.
So there's actually
yeah. So just go ahead. I doubt many people are going to be like, you know what? Time to play Catherine.
Well, there's two. So there's two kind of. But there was some controversy because the first one was a side character, the waitress that you see in the real world. She like mentions at one point that she was previously a man or like is a man that dresses something like within those lines. And then they took that out of the remaster completely, took out that line. And everybody was kind of like, that feels like you're kind of like erasing the community.
Yeah.
But then they threw in a main character that just kind of negated all of that controversy. So I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't played Full Body, which is like the remaster of Catherine, but it can be, depending on the route you take, a very extremely surprisingly gay experience, which is like a very wild time.
Is it only available in the Full Body edition?
Yes. The Full Body is the only way you can get this experience. And it's, okay. I mean, like, no matter what, the plot reveal is there, and it's just so unhinged and awesome.
I didn't know that at all because I just played the original.
The Full Body. I didn't know that either playing Full Body. I didn't even know I knew that they were throwing in another character. I knew that there was going to be a third girl. But they throw in some other stuff in there too, and you're just shook. It's good. Oh. Big plot twist. They really get you. It's good.
Full body.
Yeah.
You have it? You just have it digital?
Yeah, you want to borrow it? I have
a physical copy?
I have yes, I do. Physical copy steelbook.
Yeah.
Because I got the naked girls on it.
I will borrow that. I remember that game really frustrated me though too. The gameplay, the puzzles.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Some of it was really hard.
Oh, I love it so much.
it would bring up some of those moments like, why do they even make this? You can't beat this puzzle.
It is so hard. But the drunker you get in the real world, the slower the puzzles.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of, it's
you gotta
cool.
put in the work. Yeah.
And the story is just so fun and wild. Which Catherine did you choose your first playthrough?
The hot, sexy blonde.
Same. Did anybody choose the other one? Really?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
She was too. It didn't have to do with her appearance. She was like naggy and all that.
Yeah, she was boring, and the other one was like a succubus. She was just sexy and fun, and I was like, yes, her.
You were bisexual in the moment while playing that game.
Yes.
Good call. I did not think of Catherine at all.
Yeah.
We should probably bring up League of Legends, although neither of us play that.
Yeah,
it has a lot of good representation, and a lot of people play that game.
Yeah. I don't know.
One of your close friends plays a lot of League, right?
Yeah. That's all I know. He plays a lot of League. I don't know anything about it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know any of the characters or anything. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, a lot of people play that.
Yeah.
And it's an online thing too, so its lore must be coming from somewhere else also.
Yeah, I think that they do.
We don't know more about.
They have like a lot of videos. I think like animated from the game. They have a whole show on Netflix. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's all coming.
That's all I know. I don't know any character names or anything about them, but I know that there's representation in the game.
Yeah. All right. What else?
Okay, so we can start getting into like more like really like actual deep representation where they actually confront issues and like experiences of the LGBTQ plus community. And a big one would be Night in the Woods. It's an indie game. Have you played it?
I have not played it.
I
know of it.
I didn't really like it, but not because of the gay representation. It just was a very like slow paced narrative based game where it's all dialogue and you just kind of click through it. But it's very progressive in the sense that I believe it was the protagonist was pansexual, and then their friends they have like two gay friends that are dating, and then I believe there is also a trans character. So it's like a lot of representation in a very like lighthearted way. They don't dive into any issues in the community, but they don't hide it. There's no like, oh my gosh, actually producers just came out 2 years ago and said those characters were actually dating. Like,
right. Like
it's very obvious.
In the game.
Yeah. Like it's like the dialogue is there. They are dating.
Like a 4 or 6 hour game.
Yeah, it's short, and it's a great game to play if you're like smoking and like just chilling. Like it's not like not high pressure narrative.
Sure.
The soundtrack is great. I wasn't super into the story, but I thought it was really good representation. So
Night in the Woods.
Yeah.
I should play that?
Sure.
There's no action though. It's all just dialogue.
Not really much action. This is kind of the human experience, but they're all animals. So that's a weird thing to
say. But they really are like squirrels and...
Yeah, they're all animals, but they're like going through the human experience of life. And it's like kind of mundane, but also like there are very like heightened parts. But for me, it wasn't exciting. I don't know.
So what would you give the game?
Like out of 5 stars?
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Or out of 8. 8 out of 5 stars.
8 out of 5 stars. Out of 10, I would give it like a 5 or a 6. 5, I would say.
Okay.
But I just like super wasn't into it. But some people I know played it and just loved it. And I think people that aren't like people that don't game a lot, people that like maybe play on somebody else's console or that kind of thing, loved it. So it's like something that people that aren't looking,
or if they've never played that kind of thing before.
Yeah, like this is so new.
Games are like this.
Yeah, like just a story. I don't have a life bar. Yeah.
What about Cyberpunk?
I don't have that on my list because I didn't play it. But like you can't choose your dick size in that game?
Yeah,
you can do like anything.
There's
right?
like a genitalia slider.
Yeah,
where you can.
So you can be anything that you want. The spectrum is your world.
Yep.
And then you can date and romance probably on that spectrum. So like the
and there's like
possibilities are boundless.
there's like FPS cutscene sex scenes.
Wow.
So deciding on who you romance in that game, you get to have sex with them.
Wow. That is wild.
So you could be, whatever you decide to be with, whoever you decide to be with.
That is pretty cool. I like that.
And
Very,
pretty
very
graphic.
futuristic. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really pushing that adult rating. Good times though.
That's a
And
good one.
I think that stuff, that news broke like before the game came out. And we heard
I
about
did
it.
hear
It was
about
like,
that.
hey, there's going to be sex in this game.
I mean, honestly, the whole game, it makes sense because you just hear, when you hear that you can choose a dick size, I mean, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah. You could have just a huge dick and big old titties if you want.
That's my dream.
Both.
That's
Just
my
have both.
dream.
Yeah.
Give me both.
Give me it all.
That's a good one, though. I guess another one really diving into representation. They give us tons of different types of representation. Would be the Last of Us series, and I think we can talk about this one for a minute, actually, because there's a ton. So let's first jump into Bill and Frank.
Yeah, I have it written down.
Yes,
Bill and Frank.
I think let me just get into it. The TV series, right? There was tons of backlash, but also tons of support. There was just both sides. Yep. But a lot of people were like, why would you force this? Like, blah, blah, blah. They were gay in the game. It's not a secret. Like, they were for sure. It's obvious. You find the letters, the way that...
You have to go look for their story because Frank doesn't appear in the game.
And Bill talks about... anybody that is in the community can pick up on it, but people that aren't probably didn't unless you found the letters, that the collectible notes that you can find. But yes, they were. And the TV series was let's make a 90-minute episode about it. And I think it was beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, it was the best, one of the best episodes of the season. As far as writing and all of that goes, there wasn't a lot of action.
Yes.
That's not what it was about.
And it was great because there really is that trope in the gay community that there has to be some tragic death with one of the partners. It has to be traumatic and horrible. And they gave us that normal, the most normal life in the series probably was those two.
Easily.
And I think that was just incredible. Those writers, they got it. They understood the assignment.
Chef's kiss.
They got it. It was great. I think those characters in the game and in the series were fantastic.
Yeah, really good episode. And I really liked how they laid it out in the game too.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit better after the fact because I played The Last of Us Remastered after I watched the show. Or I played most of it. I didn't finish it. But I played both. I got through the Bill and Frank part.
Yeah.
And read the letters and all that stuff. And it made it mean more after I watched the episode. That's how powerful that episode is.
Yeah. That was I think those are gay icons for sure. So, and then, of course, Ellie.
Yep.
I mean, Ellie was another one in the TV series where people were like, why would they do this? But if you played the DLC, it was almost verbatim the DLC. Her experience of coming out and realizing who she was as a lesbian, I think that was a beautiful story. And they did an amazing job. They took a huge leap making that DLC, I think. They really were let's...
Did we see it coming?
I saw it coming.
You did?
Yeah. I was hoping for it too. I was like, am I reading this wrong or am I really excited? I was hoping for it more than seeing it coming, but yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see it coming.
You didn't see it coming?
No.
Are you talking as you played the DLC or just in general in the game?
As I played the DLC.
Okay. Because I was going to say in general in the game, I didn't see it coming.
Didn't get that vibe from the first game.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. I mean, the DLC, I felt like I could see it coming, but yeah.
Laid out. Yeah, you're right. That's what I mean.
Okay. In the game itself, when you play the original game, I didn't see that coming. I didn't.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't as you're running from the zombies, I was like, I wonder if Ellie's a lesbian. So.
But they took time out in the show to make the Left Behind DLC episode. And I'm glad they did.
Yeah, I think it was a beautiful story, and I'm glad they told it, and they told it well, and they followed it well.
And it explains how she got bit.
Yep, that's a big part of it. And then later in the second game, Dina's there.
Yes.
Right? That's her name?
Yeah.
Yep. I was like, oh, shit.
And one of the...
Lev, yeah.
what are they? Vietnamese? I don't know.
I don't remember that character very well. They were trans, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Trans.
That's what it was.
I feel like I said that like that was like a race. Vietnamese, trans.
Yeah, which one are they? No, which thing were they representing? And
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, I think it was trans.
I think so too, if I'm remembering correctly. And it was like a big deal because I think the family or like their clan or something didn't accept them. Like
Yeah.
it was like a big thing. And
we probably can't talk too much more about that because it'll be in the second season.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's that. Yep. Spoilers. But they also said they're going to deviate a lot. But also, if they took that away, I feel like the community might be like, wait.
They'll be in there.
Yeah. So.
Really good. Well, just like all of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Really good, heartfelt story with those.
And I think The Last of Us is just in general so good at like showing the humanity and everybody's experience. And like, and a lot of backlash was like, well, why do we like need to know their sexual orientation during the zombie apocalypse? Why does it matter? But it's like, no, this is part of the human experience. You you still are a human and you're still experiencing these emotions and connections and they're real and the representation is important even when the world is falling apart. They weren't excessive with it. They weren't like, Ellie wasn't walking around with like a pride flag, you know, it was like this, she was human and she had connection. And I think they played that out really well. And showed that really well.
Yeah, I do too.
Even though I didn't like Dina as a character.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, she's kind of a, well. Again,
and Dina was bi, right?
Season 2 coming. Yes.
Yeah, she was. She was bi because she was with dude for a sec.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, can't. Yep.
Yeah.
Can't talk too much about that.
Sorry, you can cut that if you need.
Yep.
You can't cut it for the live viewers though.
We didn't say too much. Just bi. Something happens. Yeah. Harley Quinn, bisexual.
Yes,
right?
she is.
In a lot of video games, everybody knows Harley Quinn.
Yeah, and like in the comics, I just remember it being so awesome when she started dating Poison Ivy. Yeah. I was like, this is what I've wanted forever. Like, get out of that relationship with Joker and chase this plant chick. Like, that is the most lesbian thing you can do is date a plant chick. Like, come on. So I love that. And it's such a Harley Quinn thing because she's just so open and it just makes sense. Yeah, it just makes sense that she would be bisexual. She's just love.
Yeah. I think everybody love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that. That's a good one.
I mean, she transcends comics, movies, and games.
She's all over the place, yeah.
But I wanted to mention her just because, love.
Right? Do you have any more? Because I have my last one's like a big banger.
Okay. I have Aloy, which in the DLC that I did not play, apparently you can not romance, but in a cutscene you have a decision to kiss another female.
Yeah, and that's interesting because even the gay community was kind of like, well, I feel like that's misrepresentation a little bit because everybody perceived her as asexual. Which asexual people can absolutely have that sort of experience and relationship. So I don't really have an opinion on that at all. But I thought that was interesting because there is a lot of pushback from both communities because some people were like, no, she's not. And other people were like just both sides kind of push back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of, and again, I haven't played the DLC.
Me neither.
But apparently there's like zero context around it. So
okay. Yeah. I didn't play it either, so I don't really know. But I did see that happens or can happen based on your choice.
It's just kind of this thing that leads up and can happen because they don't really go into that in any other part of the core games or the other DLCs. But
I mean,
worth
she's
mentioning because she's like legendary character now.
Yeah, and she's so cool. I really like her character. I think she's there was even like backlash, which just shows how women are perceived in media about her appearance and that she just wasn't like feminine enough and wasn't sexy enough, but she just looked real.
Yeah,
they were like a real person.
They were like cave people.
Yeah, I was like, she just looks real. She looks like a real person. What is your problem? Damn. Sorry, she doesn't have like the triangle titties in Tomb Raider. I don't know.
Oh my god. The forever titties. Yeah.
The forever titties.
Polygons. All right, hit us with the big banger. I have no idea what it is. Am I gonna know what it is?
As soon as I say it, you will. So I think the one of the most explosive representative games for the community was Life is Strange.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Super in-depth representation, because it was actually a big portion of the game was like coming out and accepting yourself and finding love. The first game was really super gay. It was like the characters, you pretty much have the chance to romance, but it
that's
kind of
like
pushes you to it. Not like in a
that game's gay. That's a game.
That's a game. That's a for sure game. That, yes, very
reached a lot of people though.
Yes.
Too.
I mean, it just exploded because the community hadn't really, I don't think, seen a game like this that just like really truly represented the community so bluntly. Like, it wasn't like a, by the way, you can romance, or by the way, like there's some dialogue about it or off on the side. Like, this was like the experience. Like, you're in it. You're gay. So that one is huge.
Do you want me? We have some the gayest moments. What was this YouTube video?
It was just like gay moments from Life is Strange, but they put the Miiverse theme over it.
Yeah, there is me music on it. No, the video is called like the gayest 4.5 minutes of Life is Strange or something. Like, whoever named it, we won't play it all. So we cut this. Alyssa sent this to me.
Hey, so are you into girls or what?
So, would you consider yourself bi or
horny?
Same.
Should I make small talk? Is that what people do? It's nice Rachel we're having.
What?
I mean, weather.
Check. Holy shit, you own a skirt?
You can afford to take chances whenever and whatever you want to try. For example, I dare you to kiss me.
What?
I double dare you. Kiss me now.
You gotta be careful with those scissors. They're sharp as fuck.
yeah, no shit.
Oh, you'll get scars, but you'll get it. Part of the fun. Ain't sexier.
Mr. Cretan, I have revelations to reveal. Rachel Amber is on drugs. Look at her. Her face is so blurry and pretty.
Is acting in my service not replete with excitement, amusement, and delight?
Of course, mistress.
I can hear the me music.
I don't know why they did that, but it's hilarious.
Script. It's magical.
So, what's your deal?
I'm sorry?
Are you single, semi-single, taken, but still down to get drunk and make out? Whoa.
Am I blushing? I feel like I'm
Did
blushing.
it already do the
Hey, Max.
am I bi or just horny?
Yeah, that was like the second one.
I'm okay. And this is my friend Chloe.
Me. I'm not sure if the me music helps it or ruins it.
It's so funny. I mean, it shows how like awkward some of the scenes were, because it's true. Like, it is a really awkward experience. I can relate to that. Like, it's just a different type of awkward when you're trying to determine if someone is into you. It's one thing, but when you're trying to determine if somebody will take offense that you might think they're into you, because it's like a whole like I think they're gay. Like, it's just like there's so many layers to it. Like, it's so awkward sometimes, and I think this game really touches on that well.
They dive into that part of it.
Yeah. So then the second, or not the second game, Life is Strange True Colors, I think is better than the original, because
is that the newest one?
I believe so. It's a totally new series, but it's still part of Life is Strange. Mm-hmm. So you still have powers, but you're a new character, new experience,
That's
new
the
story.
one where you can see emotions.
Yes,
right?
You're like an empath, but like with powers. And that one I absolutely loved because it was very true to the bisexual experience in the way that they give you two characters, a guy and a girl, that you can pursue through the story. Not just like romance options, but like actually both of them are amazing and great and awesome. It's like actually like, holy shit, I am truly bisexual because this is really difficult. And they don't treat them differently. Like they don't fetishize anything with the girl. They don't make the like hetero relationship seem like too... I don't know. It just was so well done. And I liked it more than the original game because I am bisexual. So having that choice like gave me all that bi panic and I loved it.
Bi panic?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Is that a real word?
Yeah, that's a real word.
So what does that mean?
Bi panic.
Can't decide?
Yeah, there's all sorts of bi panic. There's bi panic where you're bisexual that sees somebody of like the same gender that you're just like panicking because you're into them and you don't know how to interact. Bi panic that you don't know if they're bi or lesbian. There's bi panic of it's just so much bi panic. There's bi panic like if I'm gonna like burn my toast, it's bi panic. Everything's bi panic to me. I'm panicking and I'm bi. Yeah. Panic.
It matters. Yeah.
Yeah. So but that one I think was, in my opinion, better than the original game. There was also a lot more action. It ran smoother. There was just like a lot of things I liked about it better.
And wasn't there like a prequel DLC?
Probably.
Before the Storm?
So Before the Storm. There's like Life is Strange 2, and then Before the Storm, unless that was Life is Strange 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I only played the first one and True Colors.
I've only played the beginning of Before the Storm because Michaela told, like, she really digged Life is Strange. And she wanted me to play some of it, but she wanted a perspective of someone that played the prequel before they played the other games. So she let me borrow Before the Storm. So that's still the only one that I've played.
Okay, that's interesting.
Like super sad. Like the girl's dad dies at the beginning.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And
the games are super sad. All of them. They're super depressing. And also they touch on, that's another thing, is the games touch on, well, particularly the first one, really touches on being in the community in a small town and what that's like.
Yeah.
And like how that can be.
Where does it take place?
Don't know. I forgot. But the second one takes place in Colorado. She like escapes out to Colorado to visit like I think her brother or something. And that one is pretty like you're in a pretty progressive area, so that's not an issue. But
and the True Colors is about brothers, isn't it?
True Color, you play as a girl, and then
really?
you go out to live with your brother because of some I forgot like something. It's like you are like a foster kid or something, and you go out to live with him because he can finally have custody of you. It's something like that. I don't know, but it was gay.
It was gay. Gay game.
So I think those games are like huge for the LGBT community because they really dove into the actual experience. It wasn't like a. Oh, sorry.
You haven't hit the button once.
I keep forgetting about the button.
Can I get an amen up in here? Amen.
And there's probably, just like every time we say this, a lot more representation that we missed or we didn't bring up.
Yeah, well, wasn't that one game we saw on a list? It was like lesbian animal control or something.
Yeah, what is that? I don't have my phone. You need to look it up. It was on the Wikipedia.
It was like
it was on the Wikipedia. It was like lesbian animal control RPG.
Super lesbian animal RPG. And this is the picture for it. It's furries. So the furries are in this one too.
Yeah, it's
which
definitely furries.
are typically part of the community, typically.
Is it available on all platforms? We're plugging this. We should play it. If it's an RPG,
Super Lesbian Animal RPG is a game about love, anxiety, and fighting funny-looking monsters in dungeons. But it doesn't say what.
I think it's turn-based.
It's only on Steam.
Yeah. PC only. That's all right.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Pride Month or Pride games or representation in games?
No, happy to be here, proud of who I am, and I think everybody should be, and I want to keep seeing that representation in games. Ask your friends how you can support the community.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
And just leave people alone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
just
let
be
people
nice.
Be happy.
Just be nice.
And you know, a good. I like Pride Month. I know it causes a lot of. I know there's a lot of anti-Pride Month, but it's still conversation, and that's what it's about.
Reason to be proud. There's reason to be proud. So.
All right, before we go, let's do some voice changer on Alyssa. You want to go high or low? So we discovered this earlier. Here, hold on. Let me crank you up. I need to like interview you or something. Okay, say something.
Something? Give me a question. What do you want to ask me?
So, how do you feel about so what are you doing for Pride Month? What are you doing for Pride Month?
Working a lot.
We're like 4 years old.
I know.
All right, let's bring it down. It's also Lucifer month, right? All right. So we're getting a little bit of feedback. All right. So do you have to work tomorrow?
Yes. I'll be working remotely tomorrow, so that'll be nice.
Working remotely? Is that what you said?
Yes, remotely. I'll be at home working remotely.
The laugh. That's where I wanted to get you to. Man, money well spent. $72 a month for 6 months on a Tascam Mixcast 4. You can make your friends sound like the devil.
Yes. I sound like the devil to a lot of people anyways, so
Here I am.
Wait.
All right, I'm turning you off.
That's so funny.
That is fun shit, though, right there.
Too good.
Can I get an amen up in here?
Amen.
Right. Was there an audio file I didn't play that you wanted me to play?
I don't think so. I think you got them all.
Got them all? All right. Thanks for joining us today and spending the time with us. Support your friends. Love yourself. Love everybody else. Oh, man, that's it. The RuPaul thing.
Oh, yes. Do that one. End it on that.
You can't love yourself. How in the hell you gonna love somebody? You can't love yourself naked. How in the hell you gonna love somebody else naked?
You can't love yourself. How in the hell are you going to love somebody else?
I'd say sunshine for everyone, but as far as I can remember, we've been migratory animals living under changing weather. Someday we will foresee obstacles through the blizzard. Today we will sell our uniform and live together.